Imagine this. You're alone in your room, the walls closing in as you stare at the ceiling, a blank canvas mirroring the emptiness inside. Outside, the world spins, relentless and vibrant. But here, in this quiet space, time feels suspended. The weight of old wounds presses down like a leaden blanket. Disappointments linger like ghosts. Expectations shattered into fragments, and loneliness echoes in the silence. You scroll, you distract, you reach out, but nothing fills the void. No matter how many people crowd your life, the ache remains. Why? Because the pain isn't just about what's missing, it's about what you're holding on to. You're not alone in this. We've all waited for someone to swoop in, to mend the cracks, to whisper, "It's okay now." But what if that person isn't coming? What if the one who can heal you has been here all along, breathing in the same room, waiting for you to look inward? The child's lesson, why waiting for others to fix you keeps you stuck. Think of a toddler learning to walk. She stumbles, scrapes her knee, and looks up, wide-eyed, vulnerable. If no one rushes to her, she hesitates, then brushes herself off and tries again. But if someone swoops in with concern, she crumples into tears, clinging to the idea that someone else must make the pain go away. This is the trap we fall into as adults. We've been conditioned to outsource our healing, to rely on others to validate, comfort, or rescue us. But here's the truth. No one can heal you but you. Not a partner, not a friend, not even time. Because time doesn't heal, it just gives you space to practice. The Buddha's mirror. Suffering is a choice. If you've ever felt lost in the labyrinth of pain, if you've ever wondered why some wounds refuse to scab over, this is for you. Stay with us. What you'll discover today could dismantle everything you thought you knew about healing. Healing isn't about isolation. It's not about cutting yourself off from the world or becoming a stoic hermit. It's about reclaiming your power. Buddhism teaches that suffering isn't born from external events. It's born from attachment. We cling to expectations, relationships, and validation like lifelines, believing they'll anchor us. But when they slip away, we're left gasping, convinced we're broken. The truth? You are not broken. You're simply human. But the moment you stop outsourcing your peace is the moment you start to heal. The Now Revolution. How presence becomes your medicine. Our minds are time travelers, darting between regret and anxiety, replaying yesterday's hurts or rehearsing tomorrow's disasters. But healing can't exist in the past or future. It lives in the now. Try this. Take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs, the weight of your body against the floor. Let go of every thought, every worry, every what if. Just be. This is the starting point, not in overthinking, not in waiting for someone to get it, but in being present with yourself. When you're present, you stop feeding the fire of suffering. You stop letting the past dictate your present or letting fear hijack your future. You begin to see that healing isn't about fixing what's wrong. It's about embracing what is. The paradox of letting go. Why holding on hurts more. You carry it with you, the ache, the wound, the unspoken grief. You hope it'll fade, but it doesn't. Why? Because suffering isn't about what happened to you, it's about what you refuse to release. The Buddha once told a man burdened by pain, suffering isn't in what happens to you, it's in how you hold it. Imagine someone throws a burning coal at you. If you catch it, whose hand burns? Yours. The coal may come from someone else, but the fire is yours to hold or drop. This is the paradox. The tighter you grip, the deeper the burn. Letting go isn't weakness. It's the bravest act of self-love. The path forward. Healing is a rebellion against helplessness. Healing isn't a destination. It's a rebellion. It's the daily act of choosing yourself over the noise, presence over distraction, and freedom over clinging. Here's how to begin. 1. Breathe into the now. When your mind wanders, anchor yourself to your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. This is your lifeline to the present. 2. Question your attachments. What are you clinging to? A person, a memory, a version of yourself that no longer exists? Ask, is this serving me or is it chaining me? 3. Practice non-judgmental awareness. Observe your pain without labeling it good or bad. It's just energy passing through you like a storm. 4. Let go of the story. Pain is temporary, but the story you tell yourself about it can last forever. Break the narrative. The final truth, you are already whole. Healing isn't about fixing what's wrong. It's about remembering what's always been right. You are not a collection of wounds waiting to be bandaged. You are a being of resilience, capable of transforming pain into wisdom. So stop waiting. Stop hoping someone else will do the work. The revolution begins when you become your own source of strength. One breath, one moment, one choice at a time. The art of letting go. How to heal by releasing the roots of suffering. So you're asking, how do I stop suffering? The answer isn't in the surface, it's in the roots. Imagine a tree. Its leaves are wilting, its branches sagging. If you keep trimming the leaves, will the tree recover? Number. The problem isn't in the branches, it's in the roots. If the roots are poisoned, the tree cannot thrive. The same is true for you. If your heart holds resentment, if your mind clings to what's already past, no amount of distraction or surface-level fixes will heal you. The roots of suffering. What are you holding on to? Ask yourself, what am I still carrying? Whose words still echo in your mind? Which moment from the past do you replay like a broken record? What story do you tell yourself every day that keeps the wound open? These are your roots, poisoned, tangled, and strangling your present. Until you confront them, healing remains out of reach. But here's the truth. Healing isn't about forgetting. It's not about pretending the pain never existed. It's about seeing it clearly and making a choice, not to let it define you. The monk's lesson: suffering is carrying what's already gone. There's an old story about two monks crossing a river. They encountered a woman who couldn't make it across. One monk picked her up, carried her to the other side, and set her down. Hours later, the second monk broke the silence. "You should not have touched that woman. We monks do not do such things." The first monk smiled and said, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This is the essence of suffering, holding on to something long after it's gone. You're still carrying people, words, regrets, betrayals, things that no longer exist in this moment. But what if you put them down? The illusion of safety. Why holding on traps you? You might say, "It's not that easy," and you're right. The mind resists letting go. It whispers, "Holding on is safer. If you release it, you'll lose a part of yourself." But that's the lie. Holding on doesn't protect you. It imprisons you. It chains you to a past that can't be changed, to wounds that fester because you won't let them breathe. The river exercise, a practice of release. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a river. In your hands, you hold stones, each one a piece of your suffering, a betrayal, a lost love, an unmet expectation. Feel their weight pressing down on you. Now, one by one, drop them into the water. Watch as they sink, as the river carries them away. Feel the lightness rising in you. This is the beginning, not just of healing, but of freedom. Breaking free from emotional attachments. Sit with me for a moment. Breathe. Feel the air around you, the space you occupy right now. Ask yourself, what is weighing on my heart? Is it a person, a past event, a hope that never materialized? Hold it in your mind for just a moment. Now imagine letting it go. What do you feel? Freedom? Fear? Emptiness? Attachment is a silent trap. It begins as something beautiful, love, connection, hope, but over time, it tightens its grip until you forget how to breathe without it. You cling to people, expecting them to stay, You hold on to relationships, demanding they last forever. You grasp words, memories, and emotions as if they define you. But what happens when they change? When they leave? The cost of clinging, when change becomes your enemy. Change is inevitable. A friend grows distant, a lover moves on, a promise is broken, and suddenly your heart feels torn apart. Why? Because you built your happiness on something you couldn't control. You made someone else the source of your peace, and when they walked away, they took it with them. But tell me, is that truly peace, or is it just dependency? The courage to let go, reclaiming your power. True peace isn't found in others, it's found in your ability to let go. It's the courage to say, I will not be a prisoner of my past. I will not let my suffering become my identity. It's the freedom that comes when you stop clinging and start choosing yourself. So today, ask yourself, what am I still carrying? And then gently put it down. The river is always there, waiting to carry your burdens away. All you have to do is let go. The Buddha once said, attachment leads to suffering. It is not love itself that hurts us, it is our inability to let love change. We want things to remain as they were, to hold on to moments as if they are frozen in time. But life is always moving, nothing stays the same, and the more we resist this truth, the more we suffer. Have you ever held on to something so tightly that your hands began to hurt? A rope, a heavy bag, even a simple object. If you grip it too hard for too long, your fingers ache, your arms tremble, and eventually you can't hold on anymore. Emotional attachment works the same way. The tighter we cling, the more pain we feel, and yet we refuse to let go, convinced that without it, we will be empty. But here is the truth. You are not empty. You have never been empty. You are whole with or without anyone else. The mind tricks us into believing that we need others to complete us, that without their love, their presence, or their validation, we are not enough. But look at the trees. They stand tall with or without the birds resting in their branches. Look at the river. It flows whether someone watches it or not. You too can exist fully, even when others leave. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean pushing people away or pretending they never mattered. It means releasing the grip, allowing things to be as they are rather than as we wish them to be. It means understanding that love is not ownership and connection does not require control. The more freely we love, the more beautiful that love becomes. Think of the sky. It does not hold onto the clouds, yet they pass through it, creating beauty in their own time. Some days the sky is clear, other days it is filled with storms. But the sky remains the sky, unchanged by what comes and goes. This is the heart of detachment, not coldness, not indifference, but an unshakable peace that does not depend on anything outside of you. Many people fear detachment, believing it means they must stop feeling. But that is not true. Detachment does not mean the absence of love. It means loving without chains. It means experiencing joy without fearing its loss. It means embracing change instead of fighting it. It is the art of holding life gently with open hands rather than clenching it in fear. So, how do you begin to let go? Start by observing your thoughts. Notice when your mind clings to someone's words, someone's actions, or even someone's absence. Ask yourself, why does this thought have so much power over me? What am I afraid of losing? Then remind yourself, you have everything you need within you. No one else can complete you because you are already whole. Healing from attachment takes time. Some days the old wounds will ache. Some nights the memories will turn. But each time they do, take a breath. Let them come and let them go. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are the sky, vast and open, untouched by the passing clouds. As we continue this journey, you will learn that true peace does not come from holding on. It comes from knowing that you don't need to. The more you release, the lighter you become. And one day, you will wake up and realize you are free. The power of mindfulness and healing. Sit down. Take a deep breath. Feel the air entering your lungs. Now, exhale slowly. Let go of everything for a moment. No past, no future, just this breath, just this moment. Do you feel that? That's presence, that's mindfulness, and that is where healing begins. Most of the pain we carry is not from the present moment. It is from yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's worries. A conversation that ended badly, a mistake that haunts you, a future that feels uncertain. The mind jumps from one thought to another like a monkey leaping from tree to tree, never stopping, never resting. But what if you could stop it? What if, just for a moment, you could be here fully, here? Mindfulness is not something foreign. It is not something complicated. It is the simple act of being present. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you breathe, just breathe. But most of us don't do this. When we eat, we think about work. When we walk, we replay old conversations. When we breathe, we don't even notice. And that is why we suffer. Pain lingers because we keep feeding it. A hurtful memory arises, and instead of letting it pass, we hold on to it, relive it again and again, adding more pain each time. But look at the sky. Do the clouds stay forever? No, they come and they go. Your thoughts, your emotions, your pain, they are the same. But only if you let them pass. When a painful thought arises, don't fight it. Don't chase it away. Just observe it. Watch it like you would watch a cloud drifting across the sky. No attachment, no resistance, just awareness. The moment you become aware, the thought loses its power. It may come back, but each time you observe without attachment, it weakens. Slowly, the storm inside begins to calm. People think healing is about fixing something, but healing is not about fixing. It is about allowing yourself to feel without being controlled by emotions, allowing yourself to be present without running away. The more you allow, the lighter you become. Try this the next time you feel anxious. Stop. Take a deep breath. Instead of resisting the feeling, observe it. Where do you feel it in your body? Is it in your chest, your stomach? Just notice. Don't label it as good or bad. Don't judge it. Just be with it. And then, take another deep breath, slowly, gently. Feel the tension begin to fade, not because you forced it away, but because you stopped feeding it. Mindfulness is not just about calming the mind, it is about seeing clearly. Have you ever looked at the ocean when it is stormy? The water is restless, waves crashing in every direction. But when the storm settles, what do you see? The ocean becomes clear, still, peaceful. Your mind is the same. When your thoughts settle, clarity comes. And with clarity, healing follows. Some wounds take time, some pains feel too deep. But even the deepest wound heals when it is not disturbed. When you stop scratching an itch, it fades on its own. The same goes for your suffering. Stop feeding it with endless thoughts and watch how it begins to heal. The Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." This is the essence of mindfulness. This is the key to healing. Your past cannot touch you if you do not bring it into the present. Your future cannot frighten you if you do not chase it. The only thing that exists is now, and now is where you heal. So sit, breathe, be here. You don't need anything else. You don't need anyone else. Just this moment, just this breath. This is healing. Detaching from external validation. Sit with me for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. Now tell me, why do you seek approval? Why does the opinion of others have such a hold on your heart? You post a picture and wait for likes. You speak your thoughts and hope for agreement. You make a choice, and deep inside you wonder, what will they think of me? This weight, this need for validation, has chained you for far too long. It is time to be free. Look at a river. It flows effortlessly, never stopping to ask if its path is right or wrong. It does not seek permission to move. It does not wait for applause. Yet it nourishes the land, carves through mountains, and reaches the ocean. You, too, are meant to flow, but you have spent years standing still, waiting for someone else to say, "Yes, you are enough." My dear, you have always been enough. Think of the last time someone's words lifted you up. It felt good, didn't it? But what happened when someone criticized you? Did your joy disappear? If your happiness rises and falls with the opinions of others, are you truly happy, or are you simply being controlled? A strong tree does not shake with the wind. It stands firm, knowing that the storm will pass. Be like the tree. You say, "But Master, I cannot ignore what people think." I tell you this, not all thoughts are worth carrying. Imagine you are in a market. Every vendor is calling out to you, offering something different. Do you buy from all of them? Number. You choose what you need and leave the rest. The same goes for opinions. Some are useful, some are poison. Learn to take only what nourishes your soul. There is a story of a monk and a traveler. The traveler was angry, full of frustration, and he insulted the monk repeatedly, but the monk simply smiled. Finally, the traveler asked, "Why do you not react? Do my words not hurt you?" The monk replied, "If someone gives you a gift but you do not accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The traveler thought for a moment. "To the one who offered it," he said. The monk nodded. "Exactly. And I do not accept your words." People will always have something to say. Some will praise you, some will judge you. But their words are theirs. They do not belong to you unless you take them. Ask yourself, why do you give strangers so much power? They do not know your journey. They do not feel your pain. They do not walk your path. Then, why let them decide how you feel? A bird does not stop flying because someone dislikes its song. The sun does not stop shining because someone prefers the night. You, too, must continue being yourself, regardless of who approves. If you are kind, be kind. If you are strong, be strong. If you are quiet, be quiet. Do not shrink yourself to fit into a world that is still learning how to see. Many people seek validation because they fear rejection. But what is rejection, really? It is simply someone's opinion that does not match your own. That is all. If you say the sky is beautiful today and someone replies, "No, it is not," does the sky change? No, it remains as it is. So, why should you change? Because someone does not see your worth. There is great freedom in detachment. It does not mean you stop caring, it means you stop depending. There is a difference. Caring comes from love. Depending comes from fear. Love yourself enough to let go of the fear. Walk your path with confidence, knowing that you are whole, with or without approval. When a lotus blooms in a muddy pond, it does not ask the mud, "Am I beautiful?" It simply blooms. You too must bloom where you are, without waiting for permission. Your life is yours. Your journey is yours. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you will find peace. Now, take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight lifting. Feel the need for approval fading. You are enough. You have always been enough. And no one, no voice, no judgment, no opinion can take that away from you. Transforming pain into strength. Sit with your pain. Do not run from it. Do not push it away. Do not try to drown it in distractions. Just sit, breathe, feel it. Is it uncomfortable? Isn't it? The mind resists. The heart tightens. Every part of you wants to escape. But what if you stayed? What if, just this once, you did not fight it? What if you let the pain exist, not as an enemy, but as a teacher? Pain is not a curse. It is not a punishment. It is not proof that life is against you. Pain is simply a signal, a messenger, a voice calling for your attention. It is there to teach you something, to wake you up, to open your eyes to a truth you have been avoiding. The question is, will you listen? Look at the trees after a storm. Some branches break. Some fall to the ground, never to rise again. But the roots, the trunk, if they are strong, they do not collapse. Instead, they grow deeper, stronger, more grounded than before. Life is the same. Pain is the storm, but you are the tree. Will you let it break you, or will you use it to grow? Think back to a time when you were hurt, a time when someone's words or actions cut deep, a time when something you held dear was taken away. What did you do with that pain? Did you bury it inside? Did you let it shape your fears? Did you use it as proof that the world is cruel? Or did you learn from it? Did you become stronger, wiser, more compassionate because of it? Most people see pain as a wall blocking their path, but the wise see it as a door waiting to be opened. The door leads somewhere new, somewhere unknown, and that is frightening. But what if on the other side there is something greater than you ever imagined? What if there is peace, freedom, clarity? You will never know unless you step through. A warrior does not become strong by avoiding battle. A river does not become deep by avoiding obstacles. A mind does not become wise by avoiding struggle. Everything in nature grows through resistance. The same is true for you. Every difficulty, every sorrow, every heartbreak, it is all part of your training. Life is not trying to break you, it is trying to make you unbreakable. But strength is not just about enduring, it is not just about surviving. True strength is about transforming. A wound can become a scar, or it can become a lesson. A loss can become a regret, or it can become wisdom. A heartbreak can become bitterness, or it can become understanding. The pain itself does not decide. You do. Imagine a piece of metal. If left untouched, it remains what it is, ordinary, unremarkable. But put it in fire, shape it with pressure, refine it with patience, and it becomes something else. A sword, a tool, something of value. Pain is the fire. Your choices are the hammer. Will you let yourself be shaped into something greater, or will you resist and remain the same? Buddhism teaches that suffering arises from attachment. We hold on to how things should be. We resist change. We expect life to move according to our desires, and when it does not, we suffer. But what if we accepted pain instead of fearing it? What if we let it move through us rather than trying to control it? Pain, when resisted, becomes suffering. Pain, when accepted, becomes transformation. Do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask instead, "What is this teaching me?" Every wound holds wisdom. Every sorrow holds a lesson. The more you open yourself to this truth, the less pain will have power over you. There is a saying, "A broken heart lets more light in." Have you noticed how, after great pain, people either become colder or more compassionate? Either they shut down or they open up. Pain can shrink you, or it can expand you. The choice is yours. As a master once said, "The obstacle is the path." This means that what you resist the most is often exactly what you need to face. You cannot skip the hard parts of life. You cannot jump over suffering. The only way out is through. But if you walk through it with awareness, with patience, with courage, you will come out on the other side, stronger, wiser, lighter. Strength is not about being unshaken. It is about being able to bend without breaking, to feel deeply without being destroyed, to face the storm without losing yourself. True strength is not cold, not hard, not distant. It is soft, flexible, alive. It flows like water, moves like the wind, adapts like nature itself. So when pain comes, do not run, do not fear, do not resist. Let it shape you, refine you, guide you. One day, you will look back and realize it was never there to destroy you. It was there to awaken you. Self-compassion and forgiveness. Sit down for a moment. Briefly, feel the rise and fall of your chest. Now tell me, how long have you carried this pain? How long have you punished yourself for past mistakes? How often have you replayed the same memories, the same regrets, the same guilt over and over again? There is something humans do without realizing it. It is far easier to forgive others than it is to forgive oneself. We make excuses for those who hurt us. We tell ourselves that they were confused, that they were struggling, that they did not know any better. But when it comes to our own mistakes, we are ruthless. We become our own worst enemy, speaking words to ourselves that we would never say to another person. Why? Why do we believe that we are less deserving of kindness? Do you think the universe looks at you and sees someone unworthy of peace? Do you think the wind, the sky, the trees judge you for the things you regret? Number. It is only the human mind that clings so desperately to its own suffering. If a child drops a glass and it shatters, do you scream at them? Do you tell them they are useless, that they should have known better, that they do not deserve happiness? Number. You tell them it is okay. You tell them to be careful next time. You help them clean up the mess. Then, why, when you make a mistake, do you not offer yourself the same kindness? Life is a series of lessons. You were never meant to know everything from the start. Think back to your childhood. Did you know how to walk the moment you were born? Did you know how to speak, how to think, how to survive in this world? Number. You learned slowly, one step at a time. And even now, you are still learning. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are signs of growth. Buddhism teaches that suffering comes from attachment, not just attachment to people, but attachment to our own self-judgment. When you refuse to forgive yourself, you are clinging to a past version of you that no longer exists. That version of you did the best it could with what it knew at the time, but you are here now. You have changed. You have grown. So why keep punishing yourself for the actions of someone you no longer are? Let go. Just for a moment, let go. Close your eyes. Imagine the person you used to be, the one who made mistakes, the one who hurt others, the one who struggled. Look at them. Do they not deserve love? Do they not deserve peace? Now, imagine wrapping them in warmth, in kindness. Imagine telling them, I forgive you. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It is not about pretending nothing happened. It is about releasing yourself from the chains of the past. It is about understanding that growth cannot happen when you are stuck in the same moment forever. And what about others? Those who have hurt you, those who have broken your trust, those who have left wounds that still ache. How do you forgive them? You do it not for them, but for yourself. Carrying resentment is like holding fire in your hands. The other person may feel the burn, but the only one suffering is you. Let go, not because they deserve it, not because they have apologized, but because you deserve peace. Do you think your anger is protecting you? Do you think your pain is keeping you safe? Number. It is only stopping you from healing. Forgiveness does not mean you allow someone to hurt you again. It does not mean you must welcome them back into your life. It simply means you choose not to let their actions control your emotions anymore. It means you take back your power. Sit with yourself. Place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. That is life. That is the present moment. That is all that truly exists. The past is a memory. The future is a thought. Only now is real. And in this moment, you have a choice. Will you keep carrying this weight, or will you finally set it down? Choose peace. Choose freedom. Choose to heal. Mastering the art of letting go. Letting go is not about giving up. It is not about pretending that something never mattered. It is about freeing yourself from the weight that no longer serves you. But why is it so difficult? Why do we hold on to things even when they bring us pain? Think of a person carrying a heavy bag. At first, they might not notice the weight, but as time passes, it starts to slow them down. Their shoulders ache. Their steps become smaller. Soon, they are exhausted. But instead of putting the bag down, they cling to it, afraid of what will happen if they let it go. This is how the mind works. We carry the past with us, dragging old wounds, regrets, and disappointments. We replay painful conversations, relive lost moments, and wonder what could have been. And yet, no matter how tightly we hold on, the past does not change. The only thing that changes is the burden we feel. Letting go begins with a simple truth. You cannot move forward if you are chained to what is behind you. The Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to." These words hold a secret. It is not the loss itself that causes suffering, but our unwillingness to release it. Many people believe that letting go means forgetting, but that is not true. You do not have to erase memories. You do not have to pretend that something never happened. Letting go is about loosening the grip that pain has on you. It is about accepting what was and choosing not to let it define what will be. Think about water flowing in a river. It moves effortlessly, never stopping, never resisting. If a rock appears in its path, it does not fight it. It simply finds a way around it and continues its journey. The mind should be like water, fluid, adaptable, and free. But instead, we build dams. We block the natural flow with expectations, attachments, and fears. And then we wonder why we feel stuck. Imagine holding a rope that is burning your hands. The tighter you hold, the more it hurts. But something inside you whispers, "Don't let go." Maybe it is fear. Maybe it is the belief that holding on will bring things back to the way they were. But what happens when you finally release it? The pain stops, the wound begins to heal, and you realize that you never needed to hold on in the first place. There is a Buddhist story about a man crossing a river. He builds a small raft and uses it to get to the other side. But once he reaches land, he refuses to leave the raft behind. He carries it on his back, even though he no longer needs it. This is how many people live. They hold on to things that once helped them, but are now only weighing them down. The lesson is clear. When something has served its purpose, let it go. You may ask, but how? How do I let go of something that feels so important? The answer is simple, but not always easy. You start by becoming aware. Notice when your mind clings to something. Notice the tension in your body when you think about it. Then ask yourself, is this helping me, or is it keeping me trapped? Letting go does not happen all at once. It is like untying a knot. You loosen it little by little until it finally falls away. Some days you will feel lighter. Other days you might find yourself holding on again. That is okay. Healing is not a straight path. It is a journey of release and renewal. One of the most powerful ways to let go is through acceptance, not resignation, not defeat, but true acceptance. This means acknowledging what has happened without resistance. It means saying, "This is my reality and I choose to make peace with it." Many people fear that if they let go, they will have nothing left. But this is an illusion. Letting go does not leave you empty. It makes space for something new. It allows fresh air to enter, new experiences to unfold, and true peace to take root. There is another story of two monks walking through a forest. They come across a woman struggling to cross a river. One of the monks carries her across, then continues walking. Hours later, the other monk says, "You should not have carried that woman. We are not supposed to touch them." The first monk smiles and replies, "I put her down hours ago." "Why are you still carrying her?" "How many things are you still carrying? How many moments, words, and memories are weighing you down?" The past is done. The future is unknown. The only place you can truly live is here and now. Letting go is an act of courage, an act of choosing peace over pain, freedom over fear. It is understanding that your life is too precious to be spent in endless suffering. So, take a deep breath. Feel the weight you have been carrying, and when you are ready, let it go, finding solace and solitude. You have been running for so long, chasing people, seeking approval, longing for someone to understand. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself why? Why does the presence of others feel like a necessity? Why does loneliness feel like a burden rather than a gift? The world teaches you that being alone is something to be feared. It tells you that solitude is emptiness, that without others you are incomplete. But what if this is the greatest illusion of all? What if solitude is not loneliness, but the doorway to something deeper, something sacred? Think of a river. When too many people step into its waters, it becomes disturbed. Its surface ripples with chaos. But when left undisturbed, it flows smoothly, reflecting the sky above. Your mind is the same. Surrounded by constant noise, endless distractions, and the weight of others' opinions, it becomes restless. But in solitude, it settles. It becomes still. And in that stillness, you begin to see yourself clearly. Most people fear being alone because they are afraid of what they will find in the silence. They fear their own thoughts, their own emotions. But solitude is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It strips away the noise of the world and leaves you with the one person you have been avoiding, yourself. And that is where true healing begins. There was once a monk who lived in the mountains, far from the noise of the world. People would ask him, "Don't you feel lonely?" He would smile and reply, "How can I be lonely when I have myself?" He had learned something that few ever understand. Solitude is not about the absence of others, but about the presence of oneself. When you are alone, you have the chance to listen, to truly listen to the voice inside you, not the voice that repeats the opinions of others, not the voice shaped by fear, but the voice that has always been there, waiting to be heard, the voice of your true self. The self that is not defined by relationships, by validation, by the expectations of the world. The self that is enough just as it is. In solitude, you start to understand that happiness was never meant to come from outside. It was never in the people you chased, the approval you sought, or the love you begged for. It was always within you, waiting for you to stop searching and start seeing. But to reach this realization, you must first let go. Let go of the belief that you need others to be whole. Let go of the fear that solitude is suffering. Let go of the idea that you are incomplete. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises from attachment. The more you cling to others for happiness, the more you suffer. When they leave, when they change, when they fail to meet your expectations, you are left broken. But when you turn inward, when you learn to be at peace with yourself, no one can take that peace away from you. Look around. Everything in this world is temporary. People come and go. Relationships change. Nothing is permanent. If your happiness depends on others, it will always be fragile, always at risk. But when you build your happiness from within, it becomes unshakable. Solitude is not about closing yourself off from the world. It is about strengthening yourself so that when you do connect with others, you do so from a place of wholeness, not need. It is about learning to enjoy your own company, to find joy in simple moments, to discover that you are enough. Sit in silence for a moment. Feel the weight of your own presence. This is who you are, beyond the rules, beyond the expectations, beyond the illusions. You do not need someone else to tell you that you are worthy. You do not need to fill every empty space with noise. You are enough just as you are. When you embrace solitude, you become free, free from the need for constant validation, free from the fear of being alone, free to truly know yourself. And in that freedom, you find something that no one can ever take from you: peace. Cultivating inner peace through Dharma. Sit down for a moment. Take a deep breath. Let everything slow down. You have been searching for peace for so long, but tell me, where have you been looking? Have you been searching for it in the words of others, in the approval of the world, in the constant pursuit of something more? If that is where you have been looking, then I must tell you the truth. You have been searching in the wrong places. Peace is not something you find. It is something you cultivate, something you grow within yourself. You do not stumble upon it one day like a lost treasure. It does not arrive as a gift from someone else. No, peace is like a seed planted deep within you, but it will only grow if you nurture it, if you care for it, if you give it the space to become something strong. You may think, but life is too difficult. There is too much suffering. How can I be at peace when everything around me is uncertain? I understand the world is unpredictable. People change, situations shift, and pain often comes when we least expect it. But let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a river? It does not resist the rocks in its path. It does not stop flowing when the wind howls or when the rains pour. It moves with whatever comes, adjusting, bending, but never losing itself. Your mind can be like that river. When you cling too tightly to how things should be, you suffer. When you expect people to act a certain way, when you demand that life follows your plans, you create your own suffering. But when you learn to flow, when you learn to accept things as they are, instead of how you wish them to be, that is when peace begins to grow. Dharma is not just knowledge. It is not just something you hear once and forget. It is a way of being, a way of seeing the world. It teaches that everything changes, that attachment leads to suffering, and that true peace comes not from controlling life, but from understanding it. Imagine a candle in a dark room. The moment you light it, the darkness disappears. This is what Dharma does to the mind. It brings clarity. It removes the confusion that makes you feel lost. You may have spent years believing that peace is something that happens when everything in your life is perfect. But let me tell you the truth. Peace is not found in the absence of problems. It is found in the way you respond to them. Two people can go through the same hardship, yet one suffers deeply while the other remains calm. Why? Because one has learned to let go, while the other holds on too tightly. Letting go does not mean giving up. It does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop trying to force things to be a certain way. It means you stop fighting against reality. When you understand this, you will see that most of your suffering is not caused by the situation itself, but by your resistance to it. Look around you. Everything you see, everything you have ever known, it will all change. Nothing stays the same. The people you love, the things you own, even your own body, they are all temporary. This is not something to fear. This is something to understand deeply, because when you do, you will stop trying to hold on so tightly. You will stop being afraid of losing what was never meant to be permanent in the first place. Have you ever sat in complete silence, no distractions, no noise, just you and your breath? If you have, then you may have felt something rare, something deep. A moment where everything became still, a moment where there was no past, no future, just the present. That feeling, that stillness, that is the beginning of inner peace. But here is the mistake most people make. They believe that peace is a destination, something to be reached one day if they try hard enough. But peace is not in the future. It is here now. It is in the way you breathe, in the way you let go, in the way you accept life instead of resisting it. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. You do not need to fix everything. You do not need to solve every problem to be at peace. You only need to shift your mind to see things clearly. If someone insults you, is it the insult that hurts, or is it your attachment to their words? If a plan fails, is it the failure itself that causes suffering, or is it your expectation that things should have gone differently? Do you see? Peace is not about changing the world. It is about changing how you see the world. Every day you have a choice. You can wake up and allow the world to control your emotions, or you can wake up and decide that nothing, no matter how chaotic, will take away your inner calm. This is what true strength is, not the ability to fight, but the ability to remain still in the middle of the storm. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop searching for peace in the outside world? Are you ready to let go of the illusions that have kept you suffering? Are you ready to cultivate the kind of peace that nothing can shake? If you are, then take this moment right now to simply breathe, to simply be, and to know that everything you have been searching for has always been within you. Living with purpose and resilience, sit with me for a moment. Let go of everything that is pulling your mind in different directions. Breathe in, feel the air entering your lungs. Breathe out, let go of any heaviness. Do you feel that? That space between your thoughts, that moment of stillness? This is where your true self lives. This is where healing begins. Life will never stop testing you. It will bring loss, disappointment, and moments where you feel like you cannot move forward. People will come and go. Some will break your trust. Some will leave without explanation. Some will love you one day and act like you don't exist the next. If you allow these things to control your emotions, you will never be free. You will spend your days reacting, breaking down, and questioning yourself. But what if I told you that none of it has to disturb your peace? The purpose of life is not to avoid suffering. It is to rise above it. It is to walk through the fire without letting it burn you. The great masters of the past did not live easy lives. They were tested. They were challenged. But they learned one thing that changed everything. Suffering only exists when you allow yourself to suffer. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. You may wonder, how can someone choose not to suffer? It happens the moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim. It happens when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? What can I learn from this? Every challenge is a lesson. Every loss is a teacher. Every difficult moment is an opportunity to grow stronger. There was once a man who came to the Buddha full of sorrow. His son had died, and his heart was shattered. He asked the Buddha, why must I suffer like this? The Buddha gave him a simple answer. Bring me a mustard seed from a house that has never known death, and I will bring your son back to life. The man searched and searched, but every home had known loss. He realized that pain is part of life, not a punishment, not something unfair, but a reality that we all must face. And with that realization, his suffering eased. Look at your own life. How many times have you let pain consume you? How many days have you lost to overthinking, to regret, to sadness? But what if, instead of letting pain control you, you could use it to become unshakable? What if, instead of asking for an easy life, you became the kind of person who could handle anything? Resilience is not about pretending that pain doesn't exist. It is about standing tall despite it. A tree is not felled every time the wind blows. It bends, it sways, but its roots remain deep. That is how you must be. Let life throw what it wants at you, but never let it break you. You may ask, how do I find my purpose when everything feels meaningless? Purpose is not something you search for outside yourself. It is not a destination, not a title, not a role that the world gives you. Your purpose is something you create. It is the way you choose to live. It is the way you show up every day, despite the difficulties. It is the way you choose kindness over bitterness, strength over fear. Buddhism teaches that everything is impermanent. Nothing stays the same forever. Not pain, not joy, not even you. You are constantly changing, growing, evolving. If you feel lost today, it does not mean you will feel lost forever. If you feel weak today, it does not mean you will be weak forever. Everything can be transformed, even suffering. Think of a lotus flower. It does not grow in clean, clear water. It grows in mud, thick, dark, heavy mud. And yet from that mud, something beautiful rises. That is what you must do. Whatever darkness you have been through, whatever struggles you are facing, it is all part of your growth. There will be days when you feel like giving up, days when the weight of life feels too heavy. On those days, remind yourself, I have survived every challenge so far. I am stronger than I think. Do not run from your pain. Do not let it make you bitter. Face it. Learn from it. Let it shape you into someone who cannot be broken. You are not here just to exist. You are here to live. You are here to experience, to grow, to transform. Do not wait for perfect conditions to start living. Do not wait for everything to be easy. The best time to step into your power is now. The best time to heal is now. The best time to become unshakable is now. So ask yourself, will you continue to suffer or will you rise? Will you let life control you or will you take control? The choice is yours. Embracing wholeness and freedom. You have walked a long path. You have faced your pain, your fears, and your loneliness. You have learned that healing does not come from others. It comes from within. And now, here you are, stronger, wiser, free. But before we part ways, let's take a moment to truly understand what it means to heal yourself without anyone. At the start of this journey, you may have believed that healing meant erasing pain, that if you tried hard enough, you could make all your wounds disappear. But now you see the truth. Healing is not about forgetting or suppressing. It is about transforming. It is about carrying your past with wisdom rather than with suffering. Pain will visit, but it will not control you. Memories will surface, but they will not break you. Think about how much you have changed. There was a time when the opinions of others would shake you, when their absence would leave you feeling empty. But now, you stand firm. You no longer seek validation because you have found value in yourself. You no longer chase love because you have learned to love yourself. You no longer fear being alone because solitude has become your friend. This is freedom, this is wholeness. To walk through life knowing that no matter what happens, you will be okay, because you are no longer waiting for someone to complete you. You are already complete. But let me ask you this. What will you do with this wisdom? Will you hold on to it for yourself, or will you share it with others? There are many people in this world who are where you once were, lost, hurting, searching for answers. You do not need to save them, but you can be a light through your actions, through your presence. You can show them that healing is possible. And if ever you feel yourself slipping, if old wounds begin to ache again, remember this. Healing is not a one-time event. It is a continuous journey. Some days will be easy, and some days will be hard. But you have the tools now. You know how to breathe through the pain. You know how to detach from what no longer serves you. And most importantly, you know that you are enough, just as you are. So walk forward with peace. The world will keep moving. People will come and go. But your inner strength will remain. You have built something that no one can take away from you, and that is the greatest victory of all. Now, before we end this journey, I have one final request for you. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And most importantly, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your words could inspire someone else to start their own journey of healing. Thank you for walking this path with me. This is not the end. It is only the beginning of a life where you are no longer a prisoner of your past, your pain, or your fears. You are free. And that, my friend, is the greatest gift you could ever give yourself. Understanding true healing from within. Healing is a deeply personal journey, one that requires patience, self-awareness, and above all, compassion for oneself. Often we think that healing comes from others, through their words, their actions, or their attention. We may look to our friends, family, or even strangers to fill the emptiness inside, believing that their support is what will make us whole. But the truth is, healing is not something that can be given to us. It is something we must cultivate within ourselves. It is an ongoing process of becoming, evolving, and learning to embrace all parts of who we are, even the broken pieces. When we look at the world, we often see people in pain, struggling to find peace, searching for someone to save them. But the deeper truth is that we are all responsible for our own healing. Healing does not mean running away from our pain or trying to erase our struggles. It means acknowledging the wounds, feeling them fully, and then choosing to rise above them. It is about moving from a place of victimhood to a place of empowerment, where we understand that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a river, watching the water flow. The current is strong, the river is deep, and the water is cold. The river represents life, the flow of time, the constant changes we go through, the unexpected challenges, the people who come and go. Standing at the edge, we may feel the courage to jump in and try to control the current, or we may feel overwhelmed and afraid to step into the unknown. But healing comes when we stop fighting the flow. Instead of trying to control or resist life, We learn to go with it, trusting that each moment brings its own lesson, its own gift. One of the biggest misconceptions about healing is that it happens quickly or in a straight line. We may want to heal now, to fix ourselves right away, and when it doesn't happen as quickly as we hope, we become frustrated and discouraged. But healing is a gradual process, often unfolding in unexpected ways. There will be setbacks. There will be days when the pain feels unbearable, and there will be moments when we question our progress. But every step we take, no matter how small, is part of the journey. Each moment of self-compassion, each act of kindness toward ourselves, is a step closer to inner peace. Healing is also about acceptance. It is about accepting that life is not always perfect, that things don't always go according to plan, and that we are not always in control. We may have experienced deep pain, loss, or disappointment in the past, and we may still carry those scars with us. But we must learn to embrace them, to see them as part of our story, not as something that defines us. In Buddhism, this concept is known as impermanence, the understanding that everything, including our pain, is temporary. The pain we feel today is not permanent. It will change, just as everything else in life changes. Another important aspect of healing is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the act of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. It means accepting things as they are, without trying to change or control them. Mindfulness helps us become more aware of our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations, allowing us to better understand what we are feeling and why. When we are mindful, we can approach our pain with curious care rather than fear, and we can respond to it with compassion rather than resistance. The path to inner peace, healing through meditation, self-acceptance, and compassion. In the quiet stillness of a meditative mind, healing begins. Meditation is not merely a practice in Buddhism, it is a bridge to your true self. Imagine your mind as a storm-tossed sea, waves crashing against the shore of your peace. Meditation is the anchor that settles the waters, allowing you to dive deep beneath the chaos and touch the calm that lies within. It is in this space that you learn to sit with your pain, not as an enemy to be defeated, but as a teacher to be understood. The alchemy of suffering, turning pain into wisdom. Meditation teaches us that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. When you meditate, you don't push away your hurt. You hold it gently, like a wounded animal, in your hands. You observe it without judgment, asking, "What are you trying to tell me?" It is through this mindful awareness that pain transforms, not into nothingness, but into wisdom. You begin to see that your wounds are not scars to hide, but stories to share. They are the threads that weave your humanity, connecting you to others who walk the same path. Embracing imperfection. The beauty of being human healing is not about becoming perfect. Perfection is a myth, a mirage in the desert of self-criticism. Instead, healing is about becoming whole. Your flaws, your vulnerabilities, your messy, beautiful imperfections, these are not flaws at all. They are the brushstrokes that make your life a unique work of art. Imagine a pottery artist who embraces the cracks in a vase, filling them with gold. This is kintsugi, the art of repair. Your scars too can shine when you stop trying to hide them and start learning to love them. The freedom of forgiveness. Letting go of the past. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the prison of the past. It begins with yourself. How often do you replay your mistakes, beating yourself with a whip of should-haves and could-haves? But you are only human. You are doing the best you can with the tools you have. Forgiveness isn't about excusing your actions. It's about releasing the weight of guilt and shame that keeps you chained to yesterday. When you forgive yourself, you free up space for growth. You begin to see that your past doesn't define you. It simply prepared you for who you're becoming. Self-love, the foundation of all healing. Self-love is not selfishness. It is the radical act of choosing yourself. Imagine a tree whose roots are nourished deeply. It stands tall, resilient, even in storms. Self-love is that nourishment. It means treating yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. It means honoring your needs, respecting your boundaries, and caring for your mind, body, and spirit. Without self-love, healing is like building a house on sand. With it, you create a foundation strong enough to weather any storm. You are not alone, the universal journey of healing. Remember, you are not alone in this. Every person you pass on the street, every face you see in a crowd, each carries their own wounds, their own struggles. Suffering is universal, but so is the capacity to heal. We are not meant to endure pain alone. We are meant to share it, to transform it, to rise together. Your healing isn't just for you, it's for everyone you touch. When you heal, you become a beacon, a reminder that even in darkness, light can be found. Taking responsibility, you are already whole. True healing comes when you stop waiting for someone else to fix you. You are not broken, you are not incomplete. You are already whole, already enough. The answers you seek are not out there, they are within you. Trust that you have the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to navigate this journey. Trust that you are capable of more than you know. The never-ending journey, peace in impermanence. Healing is not a destination, it is a dance with life, a dance where you learn to sway with change, to laugh in joy and cry in sorrow, knowing that both are fleeting. As you heal, you become not just stronger, but softer, not just wiser, but kinder. You learn that peace isn't found in a perfect world, but in a perfectly imperfect heart, one that is open, aware, and unafraid. So keep moving forward. Keep breathing, keep loving, keep forgiving. You are not your pain, you are not your past. You are a being of light and shadow, of laughter and tears, of endless possibility. And as you heal, you don't just change your own life, you inspire a ripple of healing that spreads across the world, one breath, one choice, one moment at a time. You are not alone, you are not broken, you are exactly where you need to be.